I'm certain you wouldn't guess this looking at me, but I'm actually a massive fan of The Cure. And even if I look more like Morrissey of the Smiths than Robert Smith of The Cure, it doesn't change the fact that The Cure have left a huge impact on me as both a musician and a person that writes music. So I could not be more excited to find out that they are releasing a new album come November 1st, and they have a new single out as of yesterday. So, we're going to listen to this today, and I could not be more excited. While I might like their earlier music, like the Three Imaginary Boys era, like the early days, it's hard for me to not be excited about a band that has made such a lasting impact on my life who hasn't released, a new studio album since like 2008. I think 413 Dream was their last album, and I'm pretty sure that was 2008. So in this context, I'm very, very, very excited. So we're going to hop right on in and listen to this thing. Before I do hit the play button, it's just very important to me that you know that you are awesome, that you are valuable, that you are important, that you matter, that you're deserving of love, and that I am abundantly grateful for even a moment of your time. If you like what you see, feel free to hit the like and the subscribe button. It goes a long way to help me out. If you really like what you see, leave a comment. Tell me what you think about the song. Tell me what your favorite The Cure song is, or, tell me whatever. I don't care. It's up to you guys. Without further ado, The Cure and their newest song as of yesterday, Alone. Here we go. This is so quintessential The Cure sound to me, too. Very noise-oriented, very big, spacey synth-orients. Has some dark depth to the guitar. Ooh. So I want to hear this drum part again, because it really... The way this is it's so off. I love this. It definitely has more of their new wave vibe to it. Super instrumental driven so far. I think it's a lyric video though. Right? Yes, it is. Ooh. Listen to this guitar part. Bow, 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 bow. Oh, that was so juicy. There's a lot of sounds happening. If you're listening with headphones, really close your eyes and kind of listen in, because there's a lot of like droning sounds happening with the guitar, almost as if they're letting like a delay pan out, like if they played a delay and then twisted the knob, but only to before the point that it starts making your guitar sound like a spaceship and with a lot of fuzz on. But it's very interesting. And then you can hear these synth pulses as well, like these synth wave kinds of sounds, like these soundscapes. It's huge. There's a lot of awesome noise happening right now. This is awesome. They just create such an atmosphere. And just these... And it's progressively building up more and more too. I really like this. And there's this element of bombastics to it with like almost all of the sounds I'm hearing, where they're coming in with this new element of something else that had been done before, like earlier in the piece. So like the guitar, for example, I'm hearing a lot of different like things that they were doing, but then nuanced things that make what they were doing slightly different. Honestly, the instrumental is making me a little emotional. They have like a chime happening too. This soundscape that they've made here is just unbelievably full and awesome. It's like kind of giving me chills a bit. Like he came in so... He's in fire, burnt out to ash, and the stars grown dim with tears. Just this part. The fire burnt out to ash, and the stars grown dim with tears. Whoa. Cold and afraid, the ghosts of all holy crap, man. This is huge. What a reflection. And like the way, the imagery that is kind of happening within what he's talking about, right? Like there's this beautiful element, the whole lyrical piece, like there's this huge musical buildup, like creating such an emotional atmosphere. And then you get these lyrics, like again, the fire burned out to ash, and the stars grown dim with tears, cold and afraid. Like this, the ghost of all that we've been. Like the lyricism here is gnarly, and it certainly brings me to this like reminiscent and nostalgic kind of place of reflection. And with the music and the soundscape and the way it is, it creates an incredibly emotional atmosphere. And like if you're a person that gets lost in sounds like I do, and then here's lyricism that impacts you in a way that like you kind of understand it in your own way, maybe because the lyricism is abstract and perhaps universal in its elements. But I think that there's a huge element here where they've created a sense of relatability. And, I don't know. I think the lyricism of Robert is just, it cuts super deep. But the cheers to love part too, this part. what's amazing to me here also is that he revisits this theme of cheers to the dregs, you know, like and here's to love that's fallen out of our lives. And I think that that's a beautiful concept, right? Like you're toasting to love that is no longer, because in its own way it impacted you, and love is still love. And I don't know, just this idea of kind of raising a glass to love, even if it's fallen from our lives. And it's annoying in its own cliche, like that idea that it's better to have loved and lost, but there really is something to be celebrated about being able to look back and recognize that there was love in your life. And I don't know, just this idea is hugely awesome to me. And then he revisits that. Oh. Oh, man. Goodness. And then this, do you see the face in the rock? This has been a bust the whole time. Dang. That was fantastic. That song was a masterpiece. The lyricism was huge, and admittedly, it just hits me really close to home right now. You know? In my own life, I'm not going to elaborate too deeply into it, but it hits close to home. And I think that I know that my circumstance is similar and different to many, many people's, but I think the beauty of this song is that it can relate to many, many, many phases of that concept of alone. There is that sense of nostalgia and reflection of a relationship that was, that acknowledgement of a love that was, and is still meaningful. But then there is that acknowledgement, and like, again, this concept of lifting this glass to love that is no longer in our lives, even if it's a sad thing. It's still, and even if, you know, you are alone, there's still that idea of, you know, being able to lift a glass to what was. And I don't know, I just there aren't many writers in general, like in the world, that write to a point that you kind of feel like you could have written that song and it would have like it makes sense to your life. Like you can see the way that that song fits to you just perfectly. And you're like, wow, I clearly wrote that like in here. Um, I think Robert has a way of writing music that has made me feel like that many times in my life. And this was another example. I kind of worry whenever you see a band that you really like that's an older band putting out new music because it's not always good and you want to like it. And sometimes there's this element of like liking it by obligation because you're like, well, geez, I really love this band and I just love that they're still making music, even if I don't really like the new music. And in this context, I can't say that. I think that there is still a heart within Robert Smith that is purely just an artist. And, you know, I think his lyricism can relate no matter which phase of life or fame he's in. And that's huge. I loved this song. I love this song so much. Guys, I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for the positivity you show both to me and to one another. Continue to be the best. And until I see you next, be introspective and consider the birds. Goodbye.